I will try my best to avoid yawning in this recording, but let's do a little bit of first. In a previous video that I have made, I talked about arrows and what they represent. The main representation being direction. I also mentioned about how curved arrows can represent cycles. And so how does that tie in with the topic of this video and the title itself? Many people that get involved in the quote unquote spiritual community often do so without proper knowledge, for there are at least some individuals passing around what can be described as shitty advice. Some of this said shitty advice is rather just roll it, and some can be quite detrimental. Now, I do want to add that there is truth to everything. In fact, there is a somewhat common saying that even an idiot is right 10% of the time, which, is true. Now, what I mean by detrimental is detrimental to what the person receiving this knowledge wants in their life and in this world. I'm going to assume that at least some of you are aware of the 7 Hermetic principles and, by extension, the law of attraction, which is often being passed around in a very incomplete format. Now, I'm not saying that the law of attraction is bullshit, pardon my French, or wishful thinking. The law of attraction is true and does work. It's just being taught in a really misleading manner. So back to the arrows representing direction. People that stick around long enough eventually find out that they are acquiring power. They realize that their lives are changing all around them. They realize that things that are seemingly against the odds are happening. They realize that they have a connection with the unseen and rest of the universe as a whole. Granted, everything in the universe is interconnected, and so is the unseen. So I can't say that part is particularly special, although it is. Life itself is very special. Now, back to direction. I'll make an analogy of a weapon, and by extension, the person using the weapon. That weapon can be a sword, bow and arrow, a gun, etc. If the person has their eyes closed, for instance, they could end up hitting nothing or worse, hurt themselves. So, in regards to power, more specifically magical power, we can make the analogy of the gun being the power, the direction that the gun is pointing being the direction, and the shooter being the magician. Now, obviously, magic can be used to heal and help others and even yourself. The same concept applies nonetheless. A person can have a lot of magical power but not use it properly, as in the magic isn't helping them achieve their goals or even possibly actively is sabotaging them. And I do want to add that when I say the terms properly or in a beneficial manner, something along those lines, I do not mean as in good or evil, and I will talk about that a bit later on. But back to the subject at hand. Back to when I said everything in the universe is interconnected. Well, you are not the only person doing magic. In fact, everyone is performing magic, and everything in the universe has a mind and consciousness of some kind. More on that in another video that will go into quite a bit of detail, and I'll probably do at least 3 videos on that topic alone. But anyways, most people doing said magic unknowingly. For those of us that are knowingly, deliberately doing magic and controlling our magic, some of us will be more powerful than others, and that's where practice comes in. For with practice, one can both acquire more power along with using said power in a manner that benefits them, more so the latter, because most of us, if not all of us, already have quite a bit of power. Anyways, I think that will be it for today. Have a great week, and we'll see each other next time. All right, take care. Bye.